The door wasn't open when I went to sleep. Submitted by LapidistCubed. So I know this is a place for realistic fiction and whatnot, and you're supposed to suspend all disbelief and all that. But I beg of you to listen for a moment. The story is a short one and just occurred this morning, and all I can give you is my word that when I assure you, while it may be mild, it is 100% true. I have this small little laundry room that is connected to my garage. There is one door separating the laundry room from the garage, and another that separates the laundry room from the rest of the house. It was 1 in the morning, and my parents were asleep upstairs. My younger brother was sleeping over at a friend's house, so it was only my dog and I on the first floor. I had just finished a game on my computer and decided to call it a night. The game was one of strategy, and other than some basic war tactics, it was a very non-violent and harmless game. I walked up to my room, and on the way up the stairs, I glanced down at the laundry room. The door to the laundry room was open, but the door to the garage was closed as far as I could see. Nothing was out of the ordinary, except for the fact that, when I covered myself up in bed, I decided not to turn out any of the lights. I've always been one that was obsessed with the darker side of things, and never found myself creeped out at things that gave most the chills. But for some reason, I was very unsettled. I've never had that feeling before, but I felt as though something was watching me. I hadn't had any scary movie on prior to venturing upstairs, and as I said, the game I had just finished had no fearful concepts whatsoever, so it was extremely odd for this sense of eeriness to overcome me to the point where I couldn't bear to shut off my bedroom lights. I slept peacefully and awoke at noon, as any teenager does. My parents had just gotten home from shopping, and said something that had the tone of accusation in their voice as I made my way downstairs to them putting away groceries. "Why the hell were you in the garage last night?" my dad said. What? I wasn't. I was honestly confused. My dad isn't one to make jokes very often, especially about things regarding the house that always seem to be failing and causing him great deals of anxiety. I could tell that he was serious. Well, someone sure as hell was. The garage door was propped open when I woke up with the little foot wedge we use. What? Well, I went to bed at nearly 1 last night, and I saw that it was closed. When did you get up? He said that he had gotten up at 5, which wasn't an odd occurrence. He had had sleeping problems for as long as I could remember. The whole thing creeped me out. The door was clearly closed when I went to bed, and my brother wasn't even home to have opened it. Even if on some odd chance I didn't see that it was open before I'd gone to bed last night, I would have felt the draft that it let in. It's winter, and at night, the temperature easily drops to 10 degrees. I asked my mom about it, and she was just as confused as I was. She told me that my dad had even had a dream last night. The dream was that the toilets were flooding, and beginning to flood the entirety of the house. Our only escape was out through the garage, but the door wouldn't open. I immediately considered the possibility that my dad had sleepwalked, based on the content of his dream. He had never sleepwalked in his entire life, as he later told me, and then brought up the point that our other dog was sleeping in his room with him. If he had ventured downstairs to open the garage door, our little dog would have followed him. He's just a puppy, and has trouble climbing back upstairs due to the fact that it's an open staircase and he's afraid of heights. But he could make it down, no problem. He was sleeping on the floor, so there's no chance he wouldn't have woken up and followed my father if he had indeed sleptwalked and opened the door. Even if somehow our little dog hadn't woken up and followed him, it'd be pretty difficult for my dad to find the wedge in the cluttered bucket on the laundry room shelf, much less prop it correctly with our sunken-in floor and minimal places to do so. I'm sleeping at my friend's house tonight, and quite frankly, I'm scared to go back tomorrow. Edit. Upon further thought on the matter, and resolution that it very well could have been a sloppy burglary, I realized that nothing was missing from our home. Mind you, I left my laptop downstairs after having finished the game that night prior to all of this, and there was a perfectly large TV and Xbox near it as well. Nothing in the garage seemed to be misplaced, including many hundreds of dollars worth of tools and painter's supplies. That only seems to make it more unsettling.